Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. How much money is someone expected to spend to express their love for a lifetime? We're talking about engagement rings. Joining us here is Houston's Lala, Demetrius Walker, and owner of I Touch Diamonds, Sandra Cooper.
Lala, let's talk about it. Are you waiting on that ring on that finger? What?
Well, you know what's crazy? It's an interesting topic. So my ex that I was with, he was amazing. I give him all the credit in the world. Would buy me whatever I wanted and has a perfect engagement ring. And it was a very nice ring, but you know what? I wasn't ready. I wasn't there. And so I couldn't go through with it. And now it just made me reevaluate how I really feel about that step. And now it's genuine love. Like, that's honestly what I want. The ring, who doesn't want a nice engagement ring? Come on,
right.
you know? Yeah. But now it's about genuine love. Things have really changed. So, yeah.
And Demetrius Walker, it would be up to you to buy that ring. When you think about the cost of rings now, and there are multiple types of rings you can buy, but when you think about the cost of rings and what some may want, some of the females out there may want, are you kind of shook by it?
Oh yeah, it definitely makes me take pause because you can, pay for multiple vacations with the price of a wedding ring these days. There's so many different things that I could do, purchase a car, a lot of different things that I would like to do.
And of course, Cassandra, you are a diamond expert, an engagement ring expert at I Touch Diamond. And you don't have to always break the bank though, right, Cassandra?
100%. There's actually now we have options, and I have to agree with the young lady in regards to being true love and wanting that to be more of a moment, but we have now options of not only natural diamonds, which are very expensive. We have options of lab-grown diamonds, and lab-grown diamonds, they're identical to natural. The only difference is actually there's a couple of differences. One is the price, and two, lab-grown diamonds actually are they're made above ground versus natural being below ground. But the difference is about 30 cents on the dollar versus for a natural. So I'll give you an example. If you wanted to buy a 1 carat natural diamond, a GVS1, that would run you around $6,500 for that natural diamond, versus a lab grown diamond would run you around $1,200 to $1,500. So there's a huge price difference, and the material makeup is identical, no different. So,
and are you seeing people go for the lab-grown diamonds now instead of the natural from the earth?
What I find is that a lot of younger audiences are buying more of the lab-grown diamonds, 100%. They see, just like the gentleman, Demetrius, who mentioned about the fact that he could spend that additional money on a trip, on a car. That is the value that the younger audience is seeing. We still see a lot of more of the older audiences that have natural diamonds that are upgrading to natural, to a bigger, larger diamond. But the younger people are definitely doing more lab grown because it's more affordable and you can get bigger bang for your buck.
And Lala, if your next guy were to approach you with a lab grown diamond, but it was true love and you love this guy, would you be willing to accept that?
Well, I think nowadays, especially, being a little older, I think it's either going to be a process of we're going to talk about how we're going to take that step together. Or even if you think about it, like, yeah, if I get a huge diamond, can you even wear it out in the streets these days and feel safe? No.
Security.
You can't even wear it safely, honestly, unless it's like a special event or something. So I would be okay with a nice, like, diamond band where I can feel comfortable wearing it out. But yeah, it's either, you discuss it together, or if you get something, nothing too crazy, honestly.
And that's an interesting point you make, Lala, and we want to bring you in, Demetrius, on that, where many times a guy will go out and buy the ring on his own and surprise, but she's saying, let's discuss it. Let's have a conversation. Would you be open to that, Mr. Walker?
Well, having a conversation would be ideal, but, the element of surprise is ruined if you have a conversation about what kind of diamond you're buying. I think the whole engagement, what makes an engagement important or big or major in someone's life is the element of surprise. So if you already know what you're going to get, I don't know if it's, such a special occasion anymore.
It just depends on the situation and who you're with, honestly. It could go either way.
And that conversation, Lala, may be only necessary if you're talking about lab grown or natural.
Yeah, I mean,
If you can bring me a natural, bring me a natural.
What kind of quality is this?
Exactly. So, Demetrius, would you consider lab grown instead of just natural?
I'm down with the lab grown, man. I'm so excited that this is an option now. I just have a question on whether or not, if the guy walks up to me with a diamond tester, I don't know if you've seen these guys on social media testing people's diamonds and telling them that they're fake. Would the lab grown come up fake, or would it come up as a natural diamond? What happens?
Sandra, that's a question for you.
Actually, lab-grown diamonds test as natural diamonds. No different. There is only a special type of equipment that can test lab-grown diamonds, and it's a very costly equipment. So with that said, you need to make sure that you're also buying stones that have a report associated with it, especially if it's a natural diamond. You want it to have a GIA report, some report that's going to reflect that it's either natural or lab, especially that with a price difference. But absolutely, it will test as a natural diamond. Not even a GIA graduate gemologist would be able to tell the difference if they looked at that. If they looked at that diamond under a microscope, or that lab-grown diamond under a microscope, it's undetectable. There's a growth pattern to the lab-grown diamonds, and but you still require that particular type of equipment to actually check it. So to answer your question, it will test as a diamond, 100%.